I've been wondering why some characters like Melee and Ino feel extremely difficult to Enkasu off mid-screen and extended corner combos. The basic level 2 loop at the corner is very consistent on both, as it is versus most lightweights. I've discussed this a few times with some other Johnny players, and they also felt the same. Our guess was that there is a 1 or 2 frame window you need to hit them on, and that hitting them right as they touch the wall makes it easier or is a requirement. Using the hitbox viewer and video editing software, I went frame by frame to see what happens when you A, hit them in the air, and B, when they bounce off the wall. I ended up going down a pretty deep rabbit hole and lost a good amount of what little sanity I had. So here are the results. So the first thing is when you hit them in the air, each character has their own unique sprite and hurtbox in the air. And when you hit them with Insanga 1, they look like this, and this is also the same hurtbox that Insanga 2 will whiff on. And for every single character, as they are hit in the air, and they're, just moving away from you, their hurtbox changes on different frames. For Kai, it's like 7, 16, and 22 off of an air hit like this. It's frame 7. That's the 16. This is the 16 one. And this is the 22 one. For Abba, she's a little different. She changes on frame 15. Now, this is not really important for mid-screen to corner Enkasus, because obviously you're going to hit the wall and they're going to wall bounce and the hurtbox is going to shift. But this stuff is important for stuff like KJFRC routes. Sometimes certain characters, it feels weird that some of your air normals whiff on them, or you're doing stuff like JS, double jump JS. But I'm not really 100% sure on that stuff. I haven't really lapped it out. It's just a very super incomplete frame data sheet. So let's not worry about that now. Let's get to the corner. So when you wall bounce them, there are effectively two different stages. I'm going to call them wall 1 and wall 2, right? So wall 1 is the first stage. For every single character, it lasts 6 frames. This is the last time you'll hear me say this term. It is universal. And for these 6 frames, they stay on the wall and they don't move. So you notice I'm going to go all the way from here. I land, still stuck on the wall. The second stage of the wall bounce, for every single character except Ino, generally follows these rules. Frame 1, they don't move. Frame 2 and onward, they start moving. And then generally, frame 4 or later is when their hurtbox will start to shift. This is what this first column right here is. Oh yeah, Justice. Justice, she shifts on frame 3. That's kind of weird. For Ino, she actually does not have a wall 2. See, this is wall 1, 6 frames. Frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. She literally just immediately gets off the wall. Kind of weird. After this initial stage, characters, they start to shift. What happens is that, frame 1, they're stuck. Frame 2, they move a bit. Frame 3. Frame 4 for Kai. This is a pretty standard for a lot of the characters you saw on my dock. See there's a lot of 4s and 5s, and a lot of, feet gone, flat, lower shrink. Goddamn, the language on this is very inconsistent. But you get the idea. Yeah, they start to move away from the wall, and on frame 7, Kai goes totally flat. So let's look at Abba's. Oops. I think 5 is that. There we go. So Abba, this is her airhead state. This is her wall 1. Of course, she goes all the way in the wall because she's Abba. Frame 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next frame, she should move. And there it is. And just like Kai, she basically does not move. Her box and sprite just change. Frame 2 onward, she moves. Frame 4, according to our doc, I believe so, yeah. Frame 4, flat. Frame 7 down. Let's see what that actually looks like. It's frame 4, 5, 6, 7. Very cool. And Amelia is also a little different. Oops. Milia's wall 1, you see this is her lower, this is her foot. Her wall 1, she gets way smaller. But not only that, if you look at her bottom foot, she suddenly kicks her leg out, she straightens it out, and now she reaches way lower. And she shifts away from the wall, she kind of starts to turn, just like everybody else. But she maintains, she has that low hurtbox for quite a bit of time. And she doesn't move too far. So let's see what this actually looks like in a combo. All right, mid-screen, basic throw. All right, we got the one hit. Let's see what that actually looks like. Da-da-da. She's stuck on the wall. All right, so pixel perfect. We hit her during the first part, the wall 1. We got a pixel perfect hit. And Enkasus 2 also whiffs pixel perfectly. Now, this is a 7-hit combo. This is not like, you know, several level 2 high loops where you're dashing toward the wall. If this combo was just even just a tiny bit longer, certainly this would not have worked. So let's keep going. Let's look at another combo. For this one, I believe we are like a frame early. Like this first frame of Enkasus, second frame of Enkasus, and her foot's there. Maybe we were too far away from the wall as well. Then anyways, the Enkasus whiffs, and Enkasus 2 actually hits. I've definitely had this happen to me a lot in game. For this example, perfect. You see that? This Enkasus here would have absolutely whiffed, but we hit her on the second stage of it, and as a result, Enkasus 2 cleanly whiffs. It's not like our previous example where it was like pixel perfect. And just to prove this is not a fluke, I have another clip. And this one was also another pixel perfect. Or maybe not pixel perfect Enkasus, but almost pixel perfect. And Enkasus 2 barely whiffs as well. Now for Ino, I think it's just her simply just being too thin and having that, you see, you notice this hurtbox, you notice that there's that little empty space here. In longer combos, obviously you don't get as deep in the corner as you would mid-screen. As you would off like the basic level 2 loop. And yeah, Enkasus 1 whiffs, Enkasus 2 whiffs, whatever. Let's look at another clip. Barely, pixel perfect, basically. Hits, and Enkasus 2 whiffs just barely. Just to make sure I recorded several of these different types of clips. Same thing, pixel perfect. Or maybe frame perfect, I don't know. Enkasus 2 whiffs as well. And yeah,